Pads are almost done. And I'd say our tires are completely done. Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done this style of video, not just track footage, track content. Basically, I wanted to do a final end of the season for most. It's November 2nd now, so people are putting their cars away. I'm definitely going to keep the Civic out while it's still nice. I got no problems there, so I'm going to go for a drive now. But basically, I wanted to make a video updating you on any changes we've made to the car over the season, what changes we have made, which most of you probably wouldn't be expecting, and kind of just go over how the car did this year, and you know, how my expectations were, how the car did, and maybe I'll get into a little bit of the plans for next season. But yeah, that is about it. We'll go for a little drive and we'll do a little update video on the builds. We're gonna hit some back roads here, guys. I'm just gonna take you through some of my little local roads here. HP Plus, you gotta love them. Okay guys, so this is gonna be the end of season build update, car update. I'm just gonna go over, like I said in the beginning, changes we've made throughout the season, any upgrades we've done, downgrades, whatever the case. And yeah, we will start with the obvious on the interior. I'm sure you guys have noticed this in my videos, but we have got the MXM Dash installed. So this is the AIM MXM, and it is a fantastic unit. I've been enjoying it very much. It's just wired to ignition for power. Ground is just, I grounded it somewhere, wherever I could find a ground. Nope, this is not a track, so we are not going to save that. But anyways, this is the AIM MXM, so it's a digital dash logger is the term that I believe people use. So what I can do with this piece is basically as soon as I start the car, it starts logging all the parameters that I have pre-selected. So that's going to be, you've got all the GPS channels there. So you've got GPS speed, G-forces, latitude, G-forces, longitudinal G-forces. You've got just the straight up speed, GPS tracking. So the way this unit works is if you cross the same point at any given time, so let's say you're in the drive-thru at Tim Hortons and you start at entering into the parking lot for Tim's, you wait in the drive-thru, you come out of the parking lot for Tim's, and then you go back out. That entry point, since you've crossed it twice, this thing will detect that as a new track, and it'll ask you if you want to save it. Obviously, that's not a track, that's just a loop that you've done. So it's pretty smart. It's a cool unit. As you can see, I've got RPM across the top. I display my IATs here. Engine coolant temp is here. We've got the best lap of the session, and then we've got the current lap. Honestly, once I add some more inputs into this, like oil temp, oil pressure, at some point boost maybe, we'll probably configure one of the other pages to have, like, you know, boost and any sort of like, I guess, boost control. If we want to look at wastegate duty, we can even have that in there. That would be using one of the external sensors. Oil pressure, oil temperature, of course, will be on there. So that'll be cool. I can do as many screens as I want. You just change the view with this button here, and you can kind of go through all of them. So that is cool. Shift lights are across the top. I know you guys have seen that in my recent videos, as well as these two warning lights, 1 and 2. So right now I have one set to high coolant temp, so 230 Fahrenheit. This will start flashing red at me, and it'll just give me a warning that it's time to chill. I learned about that in Gingerman. I set that and it worked great. The warning light 2 here I haven't used yet, but that would be for oil temp. So high oil temp, I'll set that. And then oil pressure warning, well, we'll just have to keep an eye on that visually, or maybe I'll set this to oil pressure, but we really shouldn't be seeing low oil pressure. But anyways, so the AIM unit is wired into the CAN bus, so that's where it's getting the engine RPM, throttle position. It can do coolant temperatures in through there, obviously IATs, basically anything that the Honda can see, this thing can see. Now there are only certain I guess parameters that are built into the AIM software that actually work, but majority of the stuff you need is there. Air fuel isn't there. I wish it was, but these guys want you to buy their own external sensor which plugs into this, and you know, maybe for the turbo build we'll need to do that, but for now I'm fine just looking at air fuel on the Honda if I need to. Otherwise I don't pay attention to it. Well, that's a nice view. In terms of exterior, we have changed absolutely nothing. Midway through the season, I did have to take the Stoptechs off because I cracked the rotor, and rotors were heavily back ordered. So the TSX brakes went back on, and they were fine. I put some cobalt pads in there, some really nice pads, and you know what? It didn't slow me down. I actually ran a personal best with that setup, but now we're back to the Stoptechs. Aside from that, the only changes we've made since early in the season is we've done a clutch. There's an Exetti Stage 2 in there now. So that is a 3-puck clutch. Before I had the competition Stage 4, which was a 4-puck clutch. It was very aggressive. I didn't really like the competition, to be honest. The engagement kind of sucked. It chattered terribly. And then the pressure plate failed. And it was brand new, and it had very low mileage on it. So that thing, junk. My competition clutch before that was just a stock OEM replacement competition. A spring popped out of that clutch. Now, I don't know how the previous owner treated the car, but based on what he showed me when I bought the car, he didn't treat it well. So that might have been his abuse, but still, 2 competition clutches failed on me, so that's enough for me. We're on Exetti now. So like I said, it's the triple puck, 3-puck Stage 2, and it feels amazing. Pedal pressure is, I don't know, probably better than the OEM one, or same at least. And it had no issues with everything I threw at it. So amazing clutch, absolutely totally daily drivable, very easily livable, and definitely something that any one of you could do as a good upgrade. It'll hold K24 power, it'll hold K20 power, it'll even hold some light boost power. So great clutch, no complaints there. Only other upgrade we've done, which you won't even be able to see, is the Progress 24mm rear sway bar. So I had the 22 at the beginning of the season. We needed more bar, so we've done the 24mm bar now. And then we did a fancy alignment. So in terms of alignment, the only changes we've made, we gave the car a spicy, aggressive alignment. So the car has got, you can almost tell by looking at it, 9.5 degrees of caster in the front. It's about 3.3 degrees of camber on both sides, and we're gonna need to make a little bit of adjustment to that. But anyways, that's been pretty good for the whole season. The rear is actually a little bit more aggressive on camber. It's about 2.2 degrees both sides, 0 toe. zero toe in the front as well, and that has been the, how I say, the loose alignment. You can put a bunch of high-end parts on a car, you can put a bunch of nice suspension components, but the alignment is what really ties it all together and makes it all work. And I have learned a ton in terms of driving. My driving style has changed dramatically after making the car loose, and it's gone way faster as a result. So definitely something to be said about loose is fast, especially in a front wheel drive, maybe more so in a front wheel drive, but loose is definitely fast and it definitely works. So I'll put all the mods on the screen, or they probably already be on the screen by now, but yeah, the car hasn't really changed much. We added the AIM MXM 24mm rear sway bar, upgraded from 22 mil, fancy alignment. That's it. We did tweak the tune a little bit, so the car made 163 wheel, which was very disappointing, way less than it should have made. We leaned it out a little bit and we played with the cam angles a little, and we were able to get it up to 174 wheel and 140 wheel torque, which is still about 20 torque and 20 wheel off of where the car should be, but it is what it is. That'll be okay for now. We do have some plans to add some real power to this thing, so when we get there, we'll get there. But anyways, that's basically it for the end of the season. The car is not going to be changing anymore, but over the winter we do have some plans, and next season it's going to be changed. For the rest of this season, it's already November. I consider the season done, so I shouldn't even say the car isn't going to change. The car is going to change drastically over the off season, so stay tuned for that. But that's really it.